Hey guys, today I'm making a video about the 20 books that I have on my TBR. That's a lot. I've been like accumulating books a lot over these past couple weeks, and I just thought I'd share them with you. Most of them I just got them from my store, but it's a lot of books, at least for me. It's a lot of books for me, at least, to like have. So yeah, let's just get right into it, shall we? First one is The Sun Is Also a Star, which I've had on my TBR for like actually quite a while. I'm a really slow reader, so I just like read very slowly, but this is The Sun Is Also a Star. I've had it on my TBR for quite a while. My boyfriend got me this book actually, so thank you. But like, yeah, I'm pretty sure you guys know what this book's about. It's about a girl who's about to be deported, and she meets this guy and basically only have one day together before she gets deported, I think. And so basically they fall in love in that one day, and she's like, I've seen the movie, I haven't read the book. I was like, yeah, thank you to my boyfriend for getting this for me. But yeah, the next book is Twin Crowns by Catherine Doyle and Catherine Weber. And basically I've seen this book recommended a lot. This is why I got it, and it's about two sisters who both can be the heir of the throne or something. I don't know much about it. For most of these books, I don't know much about the books. I just saw it recommended by a bunch of people and decided to get it. So I'm gonna just read the blurb, the synopsis of it, so you guys can know what it's about. It says, Princess Rose Valhart is heir to the throne of Aina, whatever. Trained from birth to fear the witches that killed her parents, she will do anything to defend her kingdom. Stolen from the palace at birth, Ren Green Rock is the secret sister no one knows about. She plots to usurp the princess in order to protect the witches of Arthur who raised her. In the battle for the crown of Ina, where will your allegiance lie? But yeah, I love the cover. That's one reason why I bought it, and the recommendation sounded amazing, but the cover is just so beautiful. But yeah, I can't wait to read this one too. These next two books I actually bought on a whim from the store because I was just in a book buying mood. So these next two books are just books that I bought from the store because they looked and sounded okay. This one's called Broken Strings by Maria Ferrer. I wouldn't say that right. But yeah, I'm gonna read the back of this too. But it's basically following but it's basically, if you can't tell, it's like about music. There's a violin on the cover, and the cover looks really beautiful. I like the colours, which is another reason why I bought this book. So I'll read the back of it. It says, Jess has one chance to win the music scholarship that will change her life. When she fails, she believes she's lost everything, including her only shot with the boy she loves. But then Jess gets an offer to start again from someone she didn't even know existed. It's a second chance, but it comes at a price. Threatened by shadows from the past, Jess realizes she's fighting for more than just her own dreams. So it sounds interesting, so I was like, yeah, why not? And yeah, I bought it. I don't think it's a really well-known book, but it looks cool, so why not? The next book I also bought on a whim. I bought it at the same time that I bought the book that I just showed you, and that is The Transition, which sounds like a bit of a thriller book. And honestly, the cover, like, just, well, I was drawn to the cover. It's just like very bright colors and it looks weird, so I was like, yeah. And it says, Carl has let his debts get wildly out of control and in desperation has sort of semi-accidentally committed credit card fraud. Now he might have to go to prison, so when he and his wife Genevieve are instead offered a place on a mysterious self-improvement scheme called The Transition, they accept. It's only 6 months after all, and at first all it requires is that they give up their credit cards and move into the spare room of their mentors, Jana and Stu, who seem perfectly lovely. So I think this is going to be a thriller type stuff where they just need help and they move into this strange place with strange people who seem nice at first, trying to help them get out of credit card debt or something, but then I think it takes a turn by what it says at the end, so we'll see. I'm like in a very thriller mood lately. So the next one is actually part of the series, and that is the book The Family Upstairs, which is also a thriller. You can see a pattern here, but this is a thriller which I think it's like it's gotten like some heat, some popularity and stuff, and it's basically about, well, I actually don't know the blurb about it. I've actually not even read the synopsis for this book, which is a bit weird. I'm only recently realising now that I've not read the synopsis. I've only heard people talking about it and saw the cover and thought this sounds interesting. But it is one house, two family, three bodies. In a large house in London's fashionable Chelsea, a baby is awake in her cot. Well fed and cared for, she is waiting for someone to pick her up. In the kitchen lie three corpses. Close to them is a hastily scrawled note. They've been dead for several days. Who has been looking after the baby, and where did they go? Now that sounds very interesting, and I'm gonna find out what happens now that I've actually read the freaking synopsis. But yeah, I got this at my local store and I was like, yeah, can't wait to read this. This is probably one of the first thriller books I'll actually pick up. Those are like thriller books, but I think this one is the one that sounds most interesting and it's the most popular, so it's like, why not? The next book I got is The Family Remains, which is a sequel to The Family Upstairs. This one I could only find it in hardback, but I could only find this one in my store in paperback. The height difference does make me worried. I don't mind hardback books, but I hate it when it's very, very tall hardback books. I like short hardback books, like that are like not this big. I didn't read the synopsis mainly because I don't know if it's connected to the story, if like it's recurring characters, or if it's the type of thing where you don't need to read the family upstairs to read The Family Remains. So I didn't read the synopsis, and even if I did, I don't think I got much of it. The next book I got is actually also part of a series, and that is the Infernal Devices series. And most of you probably will know, if you watch my other videos, that one of my favourite series is the City of Bones series, and I've not read any other books from Cassandra Clare since, mainly just because I've not had the time. She has so many Shadowhunter universe books. You'd have to like, it's very consuming. You have to like be meant to be prepared. Her books are very big and there's like loads of books in a series, at least 3. So I was like, I was just never been prepared before, but I want to get into the series again. I want to reread City of Bones, the whole series, and then start reading the Infernal Devices. So it's probably going to be a while if I read the Infernal Devices, because I want to read the City of Bones first and reread it just so I can see if there's any hints of that story in this story. But if I do read this, I will probably do a vlog on it. And this is The Clockwork Angel. I actually ordered this one in hardback, but it didn't come in hardback, it came in paperback. But the other two came in hardback, which is very annoying. As you can see, this is the second book, I think, and this is the third book. And you can see what I mean by big hardback books. Like, these are huge, and then compare it to the paperback, like, it's just not going to look good on the shelves. But you know what? It doesn't really matter. I don't care about it that much. So I'll deal with it. My books as well. But yeah, I'll deal with it. Okay, since we're like now clearly doing a pattern of series, I might as well do the next series that I got. All of the books in the series is Heartstopper by Alice Oseman. I've been hearing so many things about these books. It's like a graphic novel. It's not a comic. I think it's pretty sure it's a graphic novel, as you can see. But I've been hearing so many things about this series. Like TikTok, YouTube, everywhere, this series has been like famous for like such a long time. I don't even know when the series came out, but it was a while ago that it came out, and people still can't stop talking about it, especially now that there's a TV show on Netflix for it. And that's not the reason why I got it, because honestly the TV show doesn't intrigue me, but it's just the fact that I saw it at my local store and I was like, everybody keeps talking about it, I want to know what the hype's about, I'm gonna get it. And plus, I want to get more out of my reading comfortability, and I've never really read a graphic novel. I usually only read like, well, not graphic novels, but I've never really read a graphic novel. So you know what, I was like, let me try a graphic novel to just see the hype, see how it feels. And yeah, so I ended up getting it, and yeah, I got the whole books, all of the books. The covers are beautiful. The covers are freaking amazing. Every time I walked into that store and saw the books, I was like, I need to get them, because one, the cover looks so beautiful, and look at the back, it's just beautiful covers, beautiful. And so yeah, I decided to get it. I know what mainly the story is about. I'm pretty sure you guys know what mainly the story is about, but I'll probably do a vlog of reading these books too, since they're so popular. And basically, I've never heard one person talk badly about these books. At least for me, I've never seen a negative review on these freaking books. Everybody loves this, so like, let's just see. And this is the first book. Then we've got the second book. The covers on these books just get increasingly better. Then the third book, and then personally my favorite cover of them all, the fourth book. If you don't know, my favorite color is purple, so the fourth book, the cover is probably like one of my favorites. But yeah, I got all of the 4 books. I don't know if a 5th one's gonna come out. I don't know yet. I'm just focused on reading them, and honestly, I love the colors and I can't wait to read them. Next book I got is also very famous on the internet. I've heard mixed reviews about it. Some people say they love the book, some people say that they hate the book and that it's boring and that nothing happens in the book. But I thought I might try it because I saw it and I was like, I actually kind of like this cover. So I like this cover of the book, so I was like, I'll get it. And that is Normal People by Sally Rooney. And I've heard many things about this book, and I was like, you know, why not get into it? Because my genre of choice is usually fantasy, like high fantasy. Like, you should know that since my favorite books are City of Bones, Harry Potter, and freaking Hunger Games. My genre of books is usually dystopian fantasy type books. This is very much far from that. It's a contemporary romance book, and I do like romance, but I usually like romance in the fact of I like romance, like a romance plot in a fantasy book, like a fantasy romance book that's high dystopian. That's my type of book. This is just pure romance. And last time I read that, which was The Spanish Love Deception, when I read that book, which is also pure romance, I purely hated it and got bored because I just didn't feel like anything was happening. I felt like there was like no action going on. That's why my main book type is either like those fantasy books or thriller books. Like, I need some action, but I thought I'd try a just solid romance contemporary book again and just see how it goes. Just see how it goes. Just see if it works out. So yeah, I can't wait to read this, to be honest, to see all the hype and see how it goes and see if I like the book or not. The next book I have heard people talk a lot about, but I do not know a lot about it, and that is The Midnight Library. I've heard many people talk about it, and honestly, it's quite a short book. I've heard many people talk about it, but I don't know anything about the book. I've heard people talk about how it's a really great book, and I read the synopsis, and it actually does sound great. And it says, Nora's life has been going from bad to worse. Then at the stroke of midnight on her last day on Earth, she finds herself transported to a library. There, she is given the chance to undo her regrets and try out each of the other lives she might have lived, which raises the ultimate question. With infinite choices, what is the best way to live? It just sounds like a very thought-provoking book about like alternate realities and choices you make, and would you make different choices if you could go back and redo it. So it's like, I actually can't wait to read this. It actually sounds really cool, and I love the cover. I love the cover on like almost all of these books. It's just amazing. Next book I got because I saw a few people talking about it, and I was like, the title is what got me. When I first heard these people recommend the book, I was like, that's a really strange title. I want to know more about the book. I want to read it and see what is in the book, because it sounds like a very funny book. And that is How to Kill Your Family by Bella Mackie. And yeah, first of all, I love the cover. Second of all, it just sounds like a very funny book, and people have said that it is a very funny book. I think I've heard somewhere that there's like some dark humor in this book. I don't know if it was about this book specifically. My memory is very bad. I heard that there was some dark humor in this book. I don't know if that's true or not, but like, it looks so interesting, and it's like a pink cover. It's a very intriguing book, so I was like, no, why not? And it says, they say you can't choose your family, but you can kill them. Meet Grace Bernard, daughter, sister, serial killer. Grace has lost everything, and she will stop at nothing to get revenge. Sounds very dark, sounds very thriller, sounds very funny, and I'll take it. Now, this is the last book I got, and this one I actually did get solely because of the cover, because I've actually read this book before. So technically it's not on my TBR, but I would like to reread this series of books and annotate it now that I've got this book, because as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, I want that, and I want all the other books with that cover. I'll explain it. But that is Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone with this amazing cover. I think this is the UK edition hardcover, or like one of the UK editions, or maybe a US edition, but I don't know. It's this beautiful edition hardcover. I don't think there's anything on the inside. Oh yeah, on the inside it's just basically the same cover, but like, which is really cool if everyone take the dust jacket off. But yeah, everybody knows Harry Potter, but we don't support her. But it's the 25th anniversary edition. Yeah, it's the 25th anniversary edition, and it has exclusive content inside. I wonder what that means. It's by Bloomsbury, and yeah, I absolutely fell in love when I saw this. I was like, they are selling this in this store. Wow, I need to get it. And I got it, and now that I've seen it, I want, because I know that there's other books in the series because I've seen them online, but when I saw this in person, I was like, it's different in person. Like online, I was like, those are a cool series of books, but when I saw it in person, I just knew I had to get it, and I knew I had to get the rest of the books in this 25 edition. So yeah, that's what I'm planning to do, probably along the lines, probably not now, because right now I need to read all the other books that I have, but along the lines I'm planning on getting the other books with this cover, 25 edition, and annotating these books, because they're hardcover books, with stuff like Harry Potter and City of Bones, for example. I don't really like to annotate the paperback covers, mainly because those are my favorite books. There's like my favorite series of all time, and if I want to annotate them, I would rather annotate the hardback version. I'd rather get the hardback version of the books and annotate the hardback versions. But yeah guys, that's all of the books I have to read. That's a lot of books, and I'm planning to read them when I have that's a lot of books, and I'm planning to read them when I have like more time. And yeah, I'm actually really excited to read some of those books. I can't wait. I'm a very slow reader, so it's probably going to take a while for me to get to some of those books, but just so that I keep posting videos, I will probably be posting a lot of vlogs of me reading those books, the ones that I'm most interested in reading, like the hardback, like the Heartstopper books, and the Heartstopper books, and the Normal People books, and like the Heartstopper books or like Normal People by Sally Rooney. I'll probably do vlogs of those books, because those are the books I'm most excited to read. So just so I'm posting videos while reading the books, because yeah, and yeah, I can't wait to get to reading these books, and I can't wait to make those vlogs, potentially, maybe, I'm not saying definitely, but like potentially making those vlogs. Thank you for watching my video. I don't want to be doing another one of these in a couple of days because I've collected more books, so I think I'm going to stop now. I think I've got enough. That's like over 20 books maybe. But yeah, that's all. Watch out for those vlogs on my channel, because they'll probably be coming. I don't know, I haven't figured it out yet, but watch out for them, and see you all next time. Bye.